Hola.
How's everybody doing today? This is Latino Psychic Visions. My name is Roger Garza Sr. I'm a psychic of almost 20 years, going on 20,
That's a
with
long
my
time.
beautiful wife, Faye, who's with me. And we
Hello.
will be here tonight from till about 5:30. Yours truly, I got to take off because I got to go do a radio show. So a little bit after 5, I'll be launching out.
He'll be
So
flying in.
hello, Kelly, and hello, Richard
Welcome aboard. Oh, we have Joe
and
Hernandez.
Joe. Yep.
Hello. Whoop, whoop.
And Mark and Sherry.
Yay. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you.
Yep, good to see all of you coming on right now. Anyway, this is Latino Psychic Visions, and we are brought to you by, we're broadcasting live under the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 and 107.7 FM in the beautiful city of New Orleans. And a big shout out to all you people that can hear my voice. I don't know why you want to, but anyway.
You have a great face for radio.
Right, that's why. I'm going to have a great face for radio tonight, too. Hello, Lynn.
Hi, good evening, Lynn from the UK. It's good to see you tonight, dear Lynn. So while we're at it, it would be great if you, as you're coming in, to share the show, like it,
Right? Like
and
the
share.
show first and then
Yep.
share it. And there's our friend Janine from Australia.
Hello, Janine. How are you?
Good
Good
to
to
see
see
you,
you.
mate.
Eh, I don't know. I hope she likes it when you say that kind of stuff.
Well, a mate is, a mate is your
I
mate
just
that
make,
you're with and all that.
yeah.
Tina Catu, hola.
Hola. I'm out multitasking right now.
Okay.
You know how that is with me. Hi,
Lisa,
Tina.
hello, Lisa.
We have Lisa, Tina. Hi,
And Lenora,
Lenora.
where you been, girl?
Good to see you
Lenora
tonight.
Moreno from the Valley of Texas, way down yonder.
I'm trying to get us up on Facebook so I know how we're looking. So if you're on Facebook, it would be great if you could check us out. Go over to the YouTube channel if you can, that if your device lets you, and that would be Roger Garza Sr. Psychic. Okay. So what's new, honey?
Well,
What's
there's a
new?
couple of things I want to talk about. So I'm waiting for people to sign in, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Leona McCoy, hello.
Oh yeah. She says she works most of the times that we're on. I know it's a little different time zone now. We
Yeah,
start at
it's no longer
4 to
7.
5:30. Thanks, Tina, for liking and sharing the show. Really appreciate
Yep.
that, dear. Cool.
Is Tina going to outbeat everybody? What's this? Come on. Like the show, share the show. Uh-oh, look who's
Oh,
there.
oh, look at there, Tanya. Hi, darling. And it's good to have you on our show. So, uh, can you, Tanya, go over to the YouTube channel, like and share the show? I'll try to get it the link for you.
And I have to leave Mama alone because I have to go do a radio show.
Yes, she does. He does. Yes, she does. He does. So I'm doing all this stuff and I'm trying to talk at the same time. You know how good that is. Here we go. Here's a link.
Lenora says, I'm actually going to be hoping or hopping up soon. I'm at a doctor's appointment for my son. Okay?
Oh, she means hopping off soon. And she says, Leona says, oh, McAvoy says, my good friend lost her close cousin 2 years ago and her uncle today, and it's her birthday today. So we'll get that. She's asking if there's any messages. If there is something that comes through, Leona, you know that Roger will absolutely tell you. And she says her name is Sue.
I'm getting Yvonne Garcia on Facebook, and she's supposed to be on YouTube.
Well,
The link's there, Yvonne. You can click on.
or just type in.
I had an old friend that used to be called Levon, but hers is Leanne, right? Anyway. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Mary. Mary Erickson. The things that go like that. Hello, Tammy. Happy Wednesday afternoon, Faye and Roger. Hope you both are doing well. Yes, ma'am.
We are. Thank you, Tammy.
And Yvonne, you're still on Facebook.
It's okay. The reason why we encourage you to come over to YouTube is that the hackers are there over at Facebook, and they love
Right.
to stalk you. So
And they always
that's
have
why.
the tendency that after I'm done, there they are.
Hmm. Yeah, as soon as they're done, then they start to stalk you. So we don't endorse those kind of people. We do not, as you know, we do not endorse people who try to go after the people who are viewing us. That is really a cheap shot. So we endorse people who are credible psychic mediums.
Creditable is good. I like that.
Um, I
Creditable.
think there's too many about. But anyway, we don't endorse everyone. We're very specific.
Mary Erickson, thank you for liking and sharing. Man, so far we got Lisa. No, it was Tina. Tina and Mary are the only ones that liked and shared.
Well,
Come on,
that they
people.
admit, that they admit it, admit it. So anyway, we're kind of excited. We're preparing for a trip to Grafton, North Dakota. That's for our event that's gonna be on Saturday. Our dear friend Paul Francis is going to be taking the helm of the show beginning at 10:30 Saturday morning Central Time, and hoping to be able to link us while we're doing some of the, walking around and meeting people and kind of the in beginning of the show. So don't miss this show. Paul always brings in a fantastic show as well, and he's going to be hosting it. So we don't know what's going to happen. We hope that Wi-Fi is working over there for us. So please support him when he does our show. Okay.
Okay, Tammy says that she liked the show. She hit the like button. And Mary
Yay.
Erickson says yes about the hackers. Yes, they do come on. I have a few messages, she said, but I deleted and blocked them. Good for
That's
you,
good.
dear.
That's awesome. And that's what you have to do. We have to and we don't like to talk about them too much because they interrupt our show. It used to upset us a little more, but now it's just kind of like annoying, and we know that you guys know what the deal is. So just continue to ignore
And
them.
there's something I have to do, honey.
Oh no, what?
Hi, Taylor Stokes. It's me, Mr. Nerd.
I don't get this. What's the story?
Leona's daughter, her name was Taylor Stokes.
Oh.
So I had to come and say hello to her. Yvonne,
Yay.
good for you, dear. She
Yay.
flew over.
Whee! And you landed and you have a cool picture.
And Kelly shared, Lisa shared. I'll tell you that Richard did, and he just doesn't want to share. Got to eat it all for himself.
Yeah, that's right, Janine. We don't need any hackers here.
Right. Thank you.
So Richard is talking about an earthquake that he had
Yeah, he let me
witnessed.
know about that. He said that earlier. I mean, like, I think 2 shows back. He asked me if I got it, and I said, yeah, I did. But I couldn't see where it was, what location.
Hmm. Thank you, thank you, Richard, for sharing. Yeah, because the more the merrier. When we have more people to chat with on our shows, the livelier the conversation gets. Because a lot of stuff that is asked pertains to more people than just the person who was asking the question. We love questions. We love you to ask questions about anything that you have faced or whatever. Not just what
Honey,
do you see it in. What?
I had to say to Lynn Fern,
Oh,
mil veces forgive me. That means 1,000 times, 1,000 pardons. She said she shared as soon as the show started
she
and
does
liked
that all
it.
the time. She's great. She's great. So I don't know what I was talking about. So anyway,
We were talking about the earthquakes and that. And
well, and
Richard,
mm,
weren't you?
no, you don't listen to me.
Thank you, Janine. She shared. Should we start talking about what I wanted to share?
I don't
Or
know
should
what
we
you want.
wait a little longer?
I don't know what you want to share. I don't remember what you wanted to share.
How you live?
Yeah, sure. You want to talk about that? That can start the conversation going.
Well, here's the thing.
Absolutely.
I'm going by my friend's son, who was supposed to come home Monday, and they were preparing for that, and just like that, he died.
Hmm.
And then we just got word just now about Denise's grandma. And I'm just talking about the different variations. Here you have a young boy who passed, I think he was in the 20s or 30s,
Hmm.
okay? And then you have a woman who's 102. So I'm talking about the variations there age wise, you know.
Right. And so, what's the message there? What is your
How are
point?
you folks living your life? I mean, are you living a righteous life? Are you wasting time? It's just like when things like that happen, you just go, Tammy, no. That's what we're talking about. Grandma Kay passed, they said.
So prayers.
Yes, prayers go out to all the family.
We're praying for all the family, and
And
that
I'm sorry you had to find out this
right.
way,
And
but
Grandma Kay, it just happened. We just were informed because we were
yep.
at first going to give prayers for her, because she
Right
was
before the
not
show had
doing
started, we found out.
well, and so now our prayers are for transition to the other side, and that she's floating in wonderfulness right now. Pretty sure.
So this is what I mean. You have a young boy who was, they said, very active, well known, well liked, everything. A lot of people, a lot of friends. And then you have a lady who was 102 that lived a beautiful life till 102. And you just, the variations as far as age wise, and it makes you wonder about your own life. Are you wasting your time? Are you being constructive? Are you doing something to help people? Everything, you know?
The fact that we are on this show, that you are watching us on our show, we have the opportunity to make decisions and to assess what we are doing every single day to see, is there something I like? Is there something I don't like? What can I do to change it? Oftentimes people are write in and say, how long am I going to be in this situation? Well, really, to tell you the honest truth, it is up to you how long you want to be in the situation. It truly is. There's not God put us on this earth to have free will. That's the way it is. And we are to make these decisions, and we are to, sometimes we don't make great decisions, so let's make another decision to make it right. So, yeah.
The guy that I was talking about that lost his son, he plays music. His name is June Garcia. Junie was his nickname or whatever. And his son, Junie was so happy because he said his son was getting better and that he might check out Monday, and they they were all set. And all of a sudden, bang, he passed.
Yvonne is saying, I am living the best way I can, trying to protect my granddaughter, Rosalia, and grandson, Marcos, from something attacking them at night. My granddaughter said it's a mean man. What do you have to say to that?
Put a coconut under their bed for 30 days so to protect them, and a glass of water by their heads on the nightstand. But don't fill the glass up all the way, 3/4 of the way up. But this is what I'm talking about as far as, like you and I, honey, we're going up to Grafton to do that event.
Yes.
Which to me is, I'm not looking at it as the gratification as far as financially. I'm looking at the gratification of people. We'll get to meet people that come on the show, and we'll be able to help people.
And we get to meet them.
That's what I said. And we'll be able to help them.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Tanita.
Tanya says, liked and shared. I'm so glad you made it over to YouTube. This is I think this is a better platform because I think we come in more clearly too. And
there's
Dawn
our friend
here.
Dawn.
Hello, darling, from the UK. Good to see you, dear. And okay, so
like Mary Erickson says, like Paul says, if it's to be, it's up to me. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing I'm trying to tell you is, if you haven't accomplished anything so far, if you really haven't helped anybody, then like people would, honey, when people come on, and both Paul and I hate that, well, not hate, but they come on, do you see anything for me? Or is there anything for me? Is there a message for me? And you go, God, don't be so selfish.
Well, you got to settle down because it doesn't, spirit doesn't just pop in as soon as you hit a button, right? You've often said that. You can't press a button and dad is going to come through.
Yeah, I don't have a switchboard here where I could go, okay, you're plugged in.
It sort of builds. It builds. And sometimes that comes through right away when there's especially when it's somebody new. I see that. That's been my experience with you. When someone's new on the show, somebody comes through from the other side because they're excited to be able to do that, I think. Anyway, but while we live on earth, while we are living this life here, it is so important to keep on assessing where we are, to keep on assessing how we're doing, because we're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be doing what we like to do. So we need to keep on assessing that.
It's like that commercial that comes on, honey, about Lester Holt, when he's talking about he goes to meet people and these people just suffered a devastating tornado.
Yeah.
And the lady says, our house is gone, but we're here. And that in itself is so meaningful. They got to start from scratch. And those of us who have everything we need, basically, we're still not happy. We're still searching for more. Take some of what you have and share it with someone else. If you have something that you have extra, like me, I know I got to get rid of a lot of shirts. So
and a few other things. But we won't go there.
She's doing it again.
And one's parked on the driveway.
She's really doing it again. But it's just things like that, if you like they say, if you have something that someone can use,
Hmm.
Give it to them. It's that simple.
There's a lot of, there's a lot to sharing, and there's a lot to giving that makes your life better as well. When you give, you're causing abundance to flow through you and out to somebody else, and that's what happens when you keep on giving and you keep on receiving. It's just the flow of abundance. So there's all
Sonia
kinds of ways you can do
O'Keefe.
that.
Get off of Facebook, Sonia, and get on YouTube because there's hackers on Facebook. Now, the reason I'm mentioning all of this stuff, folks, about sharing and everything else, here's the deal. We do 2 shows a week. We never know who's going to pop out, especially for me. I never know who's going to get a message from so and so or what. I never know. But by listening and being here every show, it's just that one little thing that you need. And bang. I forgot who it was that I helped on Paul's show, and it was like they needed that. Oh, what's her face with the hair?
Oh, a lovely Trudy Hall.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she thanked me up and down. She said, "Thank you for the reading. I really needed that." And it's just little things like that. Like we're going up to North Dakota, and here the thing is, we don't know what we're gonna expect up there. We're going up there blindly and hoping that spirits are going to communicate with us. Okay. Thank God
So
we got people to watch our house and our animals, huh, honey?
that's right. We have everybody. We got everybody tucked in. So here's
Yep.
the other thing, as a prime example. I mean, and I only have this to use as an example, and that is, our very show was simply a thought in our heads when we got married 4 or 5 years ago, right? We had no concept of what it was going to look like. We had no
It
idea. It
started
was
with this.
and we didn't know you guys. We didn't know all of you. We just put up the phone and we just started doing the Facebook show. And what we have learned from that, from you and from just the experience, is just incredible. It's just incredible. And my point is, you kind of have to do something, kind of have to step out and be a little courageous. You just kind of have to make a step. You have something in mind and you got to make a step. Just trust that your
Honey,
step
please
is right.
post what Yvonne says.
Sure.
That's beautiful.
So Yvonne says, my mom would give money to those who will ask for money. And I asked her, why do you give strangers money? And she said, you never know if it's God asking you for money disguised as a homeless person. Yes, that's true.
That's very true.
Hmm. Yep. And so Lynn says, yes, it's called the law of attraction. Just getting things out there, thinking about stuff, and just making it happen. And also the abundance thing, to give,
Right.
and it just keeps on coming back to you. So Don, we're gonna get gifts. Well, thank you, honey. I guess we could just PM you later.
The whole thing is to share, like we say at the end of every show. I always say, tell everyone you love them. Let them know that. It's sharing part of you with them. And I always say, share a smile if you can.
Hmm.
It's
And this,
it's all of that.
and of course, there's all kinds of ways you can share. There's all kinds of ways you can
Yep.
give away. You don't have to give away money. If somebody needs help, you can give them a ride. If somebody's sick, you can bring over chicken soup.
Well,
Um,
not only that too. If you know there's somebody like say you live in an apartment complex, and you know there's a single person that lives alone, go knock on the door and say, "Hey, can you want to join us for dinner?" You know.
yeah. So I just sent you, Anne Marie, the link. So if you want to click on that, it should get you to the show.
Yep.
And so Lynn says, what you give out, you get back. Positivity and happiness is what everybody can give, no charge.
That's right.
Yeah,
Now, for those of you who have clicked on and you're unaware, I'm going to be here till a little bit after 5 o'clock or a little bit past the hour because I have to go do a radio show. And it's musically, it's about music, not about the psychic thing.
right.
But while I'm here, I want to talk about things like this about sharing part of you to someone else. Even if you just give something small, it's like that one lady said, to the world, you're one person, but to that one person, you're the world. That is so cool, man. I really like that.
Okay, I don't know what to help you, how to help you, Anne Marie. I'm not sure
Okay,
because the
put what
link is
Leona
right.
says, honey.
Okay. Leona says tomorrow is never promised, so look after the people you love and care about, and anyone you feel needs a listening ear is nice to be nice. Yep.
Yep.
So Tammy also says in her job she shares her experience to help others. That's
There you go.
fantastic. Absolutely.
Here's another way. I mean, here's one thing a lot of people never thought of doing. Never. Have you ever just wanted to stop and go to a homeless person and sit next to him and say, "Hey, man, how you doing? How can I help you? What can I do for you?" No,
Hmm.
everybody just walks by the homeless because, like, ooh, they're homeless. Ooh, they smell. They this and that. Well, if you were out there for day after day after day after day, yeah, you'd smell too.
Hmm.
But just take a little time out and say, "Hey, brother. Hey, sister. How's it going? Do you need something? Are you hungry? Anything." You'd be
Yeah.
surprised how far that goes.
There's a there's a lot to just living your day the best you can, and the other thing is by doing this stuff, it's always a good feeling when you crawl into bed at night and you say to yourself, I've done the best that I can do. Today I did the best that I can do. Sometimes the best you can do is just getting up if you're not feeling well. If you're suffering, maybe
Maybe
the
somebody will come and help you.
right, and that's the other thing to ask for help. Um, I have a children's book that I can't wait to give to our grandson, and it is a beautiful book. And one of the things is it takes a lot of courage. I don't think that's exactly what it says, just to ask for help. And by asking for help, people are willing to help you out. And then there's there's like a two-way street. There's like a fantastic dynamic going on there. So you're helping somebody else help you while you're receiving. So
Swallow
be
your
able
pride.
swallow your pride and be able to receive because as well as give out.
Read what Tammy and Dawn says.
Tammy says any one of us could end up homeless tomorrow, so be kind. Yes, it's
Amen to
true.
that.
Yeah, that is so true. We have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. Donna's saying, I always stop and talk to the homeless. I've even been known to dish them up a Christmas dinner and take it to them. Dawn, that is so
Good for you,
fantastic.
dear. Good for you. This is what I mean. It,
Hmm.
it doesn't even have to be something extravagant. Just like even a plate of food, a sandwich or two, something. Toothbrush, toothpaste, stuff like that. Just put a little kit together. You'd be surprised what that does for people.
Hmm.
And this is true story. Back when I was in my like later teens, 18 years old, I was homeless. I was that way.
Yes, you found us, Anne Marie. She's asking, did I find you? Well, yes, you're right there, my darling. There it is. Well, and so here's Leona saying this too. Sometimes doing things for people, they take advantage, and that's kind of hurtful. She does. She says she'd do anything for anyone, and when I need help or a listening ear, they are not there. Very sad. Yeah, it can
But don't be
happen.
judgy because what they do, if they burn you, like they go out and buy beer with your money or whatever, that's on them. That's not
Hmm.
on you. You
And
did the best you can. Right on?
yep, and so also, Leona, there's the thing that sometimes that person that you might be asking of help from, they might be going through something as well. So you never know. You give and then you ask for help, and maybe sometimes they don't give it help to you. Well, maybe they are going through something as well. So,
You got to catch up, honey. From
yep.
Joe Hernandez down.
Okay, here we go. Joe Hernandez said, last week I gave a homeless person two burritos because he was looking tough, I think. His pockets for change or something. Oh, he was looking through his pockets for change or something to eat, and he didn't have it, so I gave him two burritos. That is
There you
fantastic,
go, buddy.
Joe.
That's it. Something so small is something so big for the homeless.
And so Dawn adds, I've done sponsored sleep out with them. I take my dog for safety, but to be honest, most of the people are lovely. Dawn,
Yep,
wow,
that's cool.
that is really cool. Okay.
And at the bottom of the hour, we want to say that this is Latino Psychic Visions, and we're coming to you live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 and 107.7 FM in the beautiful city of New Orleans.
Anne Marie says, I buy a homeless person food once a week. Well,
Good for you, dear.
you must,
Good for
what
you.
a what a wonderful thing. I'm loving what I'm hearing tonight. This is
Yep.
fantastic information. Lynn says, yesterday I met a couple I had not seen since last year. He is 85 in 2 weeks. He has been seriously ill in hospital. He hugged me and cried, saying he never thought they would see me again. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Your heart must have been full, Lynn. Yep. And then here we say, I got Anne saying, I stopped giving money, but we'll offer them to buy them what they need. That's great. That's
That's it.
perfect. That's perfect. And
But
and
this is
then,
what I mean.
hmm
In the realm of, you have Junipe Garcia's son who passed just recently. I think it was today or yesterday, and he was, I think, in his 30s. Okay, he passed, and then on the same spectrum, you have with the information of Denise's grandma, and who else's grandma? Somebody else's grandma in here. I know it is. Can't think. Tammy's
Tammy's, yes.
Grandma Kay, who was 102 years old. Now that's a big span, but it makes you wonder, what did they do with their lives, you know?
And Loretta, wow, good for you. She says she helps the homeless every chance because she's been there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told you the story about my friend Juan down in Mexico, honey. The one that had to take care of the 5 kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he was only 15 years old. And mom and dad just left the kids with him. And he had to fend for them and everything. That one broke my heart bad. But I did what I could do.
Yeah. Because these are people. I mean, and we're going to be old, or we're kind of getting there ourselves, but we will be all old. It's all good to treat the elderly as you would like to be treated when you are an elderly person. With respect, with kindness, with love, with encouragement. Absolutely. Yep.
Leona, I will say this. Sue's grandson is going to come when he comes. Okay? There's nothing I can do to like push him along or get him going. But that's an example right there too. We have a grandson coming into the world. We have two people that have left this world, and we
Mm-hmm.
have one coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What a beautiful thing, you
It
know?
just it happens like that. So, in my own life, my dad died in January of 1989, January 20th, and my son came that same year in March. And I really feel I just had the feeling I didn't know much back then about the universe, the how things, were, like I've learned now. But I just knew that they were passing. I knew that they were passing in time and they were saying hello. I named my son, his middle name is my dad's first name. So, I wanted them to be connected. It was actually a beautiful thing, to tell you the truth.
And with my oldest daughter, Cameo,
Yep.
I told her mama, I said, the Lord took my dad, but he gave me my daughter.
Hmm.
And look at her now.
I
She's a
know.
grandma two
Yeah.
times already.
Hmm. Life does go on, and as you always say, Roger, death is part of life.
Yep, that's the other half.
Hmm.
My dad died at 50.
Hmm.
And here I am, I tell everybody, my dad died at 50 and I'm 72. And I'm hoping that I
Hmm.
still live longer so I can do what I have to do to help people. That's what it's all about. It's not being greedy.
And I just read recently, because I love to read us all about this stuff, and we are here right now, all of us watching the show, and you and I doing the show, because we're not done yet. We're still here to do something, and we're still, you know, still trying to find out what exactly that is, and I hope we're getting close. But
And look at, we're going up to North Dakota, like unbeknownst to us, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't
right.
know who's going to come in for us. But the fact remains that we're going to go, these people are coming to the event with anticipation,
Hmm.
wanting to hear from a loved one. I don't know who's going to connect with me or what, but if I can help, at least if I can help 5 people,
Hmm.
then the trip was worth it.
I just want to do a shout out to the people, and a few of, Tammy and Denise, she isn't here, but if you could just tell the people to please bring a notebook, to jot down some of the stuff that might come through for them. That would be very helpful. This is for our event this weekend. Please bring something to write on, because we won't remember everything that's said, and they may want to refer to what is said after they leave the event.
And please tell them this, Tammy. I said this before on other shows. Tell them not to be afraid of me, of what I do. I'm very approachable. If they want to come and give me a hug, they want to take a picture, whatever. Don't be afraid. A lot of people, they go see somebody like us, being a psychic, and they're like, oh, I don't know if he's going to pick me or not. I'm kind of scared to ask him. No, ask. But
We're
I
gonna
will
have a
say this, whoever you want to come forward, tell the people.
think
Get it in
about
your
it.
mind as you're coming to the event. Start
Hmm.
thinking of the person you want to communicate with. It helps
Right,
me that much faster.
right. Anna's saying something here that I'm not quite sure what she means, so maybe you can explain this. So she says, "Don't forget to put a spirit dish out for all our loved ones and other people on the other side. It helps their energy to be stronger and know they are remembered here on this road."
Anna will know this one. For St. Jude, honey, St. Jude used to like a shot of liquor.
Hmm.
So you put a shot of liquor there by his statue. Saint Simon, he used to like, believe it or not, his thing was tortillas and cigars.
So
So what
Tammy's,
the
go ahead.
what the people do to pay homage to him, they get a tortilla and a cigar and they roll it up like a burrito, foil, and put it there at his statue,
So a spirit dish, is that a dish you put at
like
the
a dish of
table?
food. Yeah,
Okay, so it's a place setting at the table. Is that what you're saying?
So there's people that'll bring fruit. There's people that'll bring veggies. And it's just like you're paying homage to the spirit.
Okay. So Mary's saying, my son takes his clothing he is donating down to the overpass where the homeless hang out and lets them see if they need anything before going to bring it in.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
Now my thing is this, honey. How many grandsons do I got that I know can fit in my shirts?
I don't know. A lot?
Yeah, they're just as big as me. So,
Yeah.
and I
So,
tell everybody, honey, I finally got a good one.
what do you have?
I tell everybody, I'm not fat. It's the way I bought this shirt.
Mm,
It comes that way.
it comes that way. Okay. It didn't shrink in the wash, is it? You
Honey,
don't say.
go
Okay.
on.
Mark says, greatest gift you could give the homeless is not your judgment, but a hand to lift them up. It could be any of us at any time. Be grateful for who and what you have.
Amen.
Absolutely, Mark. Thank you.
That's beautiful, Mark. And it's not a handout, it's a hand up. Remember that.
I love
Tell
that.
them that.
Hmm. And Mary's added, my other son, if he sees someone outside a store who looks hungry, will buy them a sandwich and drink. He's always amazed at their gratitude when he hands it to them.
Yep.
Well, you have really done a great job, Mary.
You raised them right.
Yes. And so Anne is saying, yes, I got it right. That we put things out like a place setting at the
Yes,
table.
ma'am. Especially, there's times, there's been a lot of readings that I've done, and I would look at the people that say, there's some kind of celebration coming up, a dinner of some type. And they go, yeah. I say, so-and-so wants you to put a place for them. And they look at me like, what? Put the place for them. They'll be there. And they do. Or somebody will be cooking stew or menudo or something. And I tell them, make another batch in their honor and take the lid off so they can go smell it. It's crazy, but it's true. It's what happens.
Lisa, that's funny. I'm not fat. I'm fluffy.
No, that's Gabriel Iglesias. He's fluffy.
So Lynn's adding, just don't ask Roger to do an accent.
I'm not doing any accents today. Lynn, I'm trying to be serious
He's a
here.
little serious, but that's okay. We can laugh at stuff.
Look what Janine does. That's beautiful.
Every Christmas, my next door neighbor does school bags for children that need and don't have anything.
That's,
Wow.
man, that's great.
Wow.
This is what I mean. It's giving part of yourself to someone else.
Don says, so many homeless women over here work for the gangs. All we give them gets taken away. I would love to take all the victims of this home. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of bullies inside those places and they can't be policed. But it's shameful that that happens. You know? You can give a person a nice sweater or something, next thing you know, somebody steals it.
That's a cool tradition. Anne says, my grandfather taught us to always leave an empty chair or two at all gatherings.
Yep.
And
And
it
this
kinda
is how
is-
I'm sorry, honey. This is how I tell people that you'll know
Okay.
that somebody's there.
Mhm.
I say if a dish breaks, or if a candle goes out,
Mhm.
or if something odd happens, then you know the person's there.
Well, it also makes what Anna's saying to me. It makes people who are there remember that person, and kind of explain it to maybe children who are there that this is for so and so who has passed on. This was our grandmother or my grandfather or our grandfather, and then they can talk about it a little bit.
Yep.
It's very respectful and
And
sweet.
then they start. Remember when Grandma used to, or remember when Grandpa used to, and there you go.
Or I learned how to make this dish from them, or whatever, or yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yep.
Many a reading I've come through, or the Spirit has come through and showed me what they liked while they were here. And I
Yeah.
would say, Who used to like to, did you make menudo? Did you do beef stew? Did you do, and they go, yeah. Did
Mm-hmm.
somebody really like it? Yeah, my Uncle So-so, he's here.
Mm-hmm.
It always, bang, it never fails.
Okay, so Richard says that lights can flicker and smells of are
Yep,
sense.
that's another way you know they're there.
Mm-hmm. And so Don says, of course, the memories bring our loved ones closer. The more we remember them, the closer they get.
Amen.
Amen. Seems to happen around the holidays a lot, or their birthdays, or those kinds of things, or our own birthdays, perhaps. You have
And as you
memories.
know, honey,
Hmm.
November 2nd is the
Yeah.
day that we honor the dead.
Hmm.
It's called Dia de los Muertos. So it's the Day of the Dead. So what you do is you either go to church and light them a candle, or you go to their grave site and you put flowers. You pay homage to the dead
Hmm.
on that day.
Hmm. A lot of good things. A lot of good things.
So don't let a person's passing go in vain.
Right.
Honor it,
Right.
celebrate it.
Well, I think that, Denise really helped us have a really wonderful show tonight with, first of all, asking for prayers for her grandma
Yep.
Kay, and then letting us know that she has passed on, because it has brought forward a lot of wonderful discussion about being generous, being sweet and kind to strangers who seem to need it more than we do, and to be, well, I already said it, generous. Oh,
It
thank you,
doesn't
Lynn.
always have to be money.
No, no. I don't know about this film. It says the film
Nor
Coco
do
is a
I.
great to tell that story. There's so many things that we need to watch, honey. We
Yeah.
we have missed out on a lot of shows, I think.
Like tonight's Wednesday. So usually Chicago Med would come
Oh,
on after
I'm
Chicago
sorry.
Fire
We're
and
not
then
going to have those
Chicago
shows on.
PD.
I'm going to take advantage of you not being there. I will be watching my
The
show.
writer strike is on, honey. They're not coming
I don't
on.
care. I'm going to Roku and I'm going to be finding some really fantastic
Well, I'm
things.
going to be gone.
Yes, you are. Woo-hoo! Oh, I'm really sad. I'm so sad.
Oh, yeah.
No, it'll be a great thing. Do you remember the name of the radio station or the call letters of
The
that
call
thing?
letters in this radio station, ladies and gentlemen, are WPAC. And from what I understand, it's in Amory, Wisconsin.
Hmm.
It could be, and it has a connection to do with Arizona also.
Okay.
WPAC.
Oh, so and
7 o'clock.
okay, Roger's going to be on that show. Dawn says Coco is great to watch with the grandkids. It's an animated movie. Roger, you will love the guitar story in it. I'll send you the trailer. Thank you. Maybe I know which one this is. I think it's is a guitar player that looks like Roger. Do you remember that?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
And Joe says Coco is a very good movie to watch. It's on in the it's on in
I have to watch it then, I guess.
okay.
But anyway, folks, on this show tonight that I'm going to be doing on the radio show, um, they want me to sing some Freddie Fender, so I'll be doing that.
People in the UK don't know who that is probably, but that's okay.
Oh, Freddie was known throughout the world, honey. Throughout the world.
In the 60s, in the early 60s, it was
70s.
70s too?
Yep.
Okay.
He was very famous in the 70s and 80s.
Okay. And so Roger played with Freddie in the past,
Yeah.
and so and it's great music. It's great music.
I just try to keep his music alive, and I pay homage to Freddie. So
Yes.
when I do his music, it's like the last time when I did that concert that went outside, when I was singing Freddie, I swear he came inside me and bang. I just sang like
It was
Freddie.
beautiful. It was beautiful. I was there. It sounded great. So Dawn is explaining the movie Coco a little more. There's a little boy with his dead relatives. They all play the guitar. That's
Cool.
cool. Okay, Mary. Mary says, I think anyone who loves music will know Freddie. You're so
Yes, ma'am.
smart. And so Lynn says she knows about Freddie as well. Okay. Hi, Kelly. Great singer, she says.
Yep. And he told me when he did Wasted Days and Wasted Nights, this was on a 45 back in the day. And on a 45, he said they were 99 cents. And I remember that. You could buy a 45 record for 99 cents. He said out of those 45s, he received a quarter for each one sold. And I looked at him and I said, man, that's a lot of quarters. He goes, yeah, you're right.
Kathy's here and says, hi, Roger and Faye. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you today. And we have other people saying hello to you. Joe's saying, I'd like the song
Wasted Days and Wasted
Wasted
Nights. That's
Nights.
one of them I'm going to be singing.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to be... What I'm singing tonight is Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. Before the Last Teardrop Falls. Piece of Heaven. And let's see, what's the other one I was going to do? Oh, Secret Love. Once I had a secret love.
I always think you're singing that to me. No?
I always sing to you. You know
I know
that.
you do.
The song I like to sing to my wife is Come with me, my love, to the sea of sweet love. I got to make it short because I can't sing it on the show.
No, but you should do a little commercial right now. I think it's time.
Sure. Okie dokie. This is Latino Psychic Visions. Yours truly, Roger Garza Sr., a psychic medium of almost going on 20 years now, along with my beautiful wife and the boss, Faye Ewing Garza. And we are coming live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 and 107.7 FM in the beautiful town or city of New Orleans. That's a goodbye or good night, America. How are you? I remember.
I remember.
The song, a beautiful song, the city of New Orleans. Remember? Who did that? Woody Guthrie, was it?
Okay.
Cool
Now
song.
you stumped me.
They don't make songs like that tell stories, man.
True. So Lynn says, being in showbiz and talking to stars of the summer shows, she learned a lot. Pretty cool.
That's another thing. Hello, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
When I was traveling with the band and all that, and meeting all these big names and playing on stages with big names, and all, you sit down afterwards, you're talking, and you find out, man, these people are just like us. Same thing.
True. They have to pay taxes. They have
Yeah,
to.
and they go through the same junk that we went through.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Yes, I saw that Sinead O'Connor died today. She was a great senator. Yes, she was. I remember that. My girls listened to her a lot. So Anne's asking, do you ever get original songs come to you from beyond? That's a good question.
I have original songs that I've written, yes. Because I get stuck on something and all of a sudden I hear a line, they'll say, put this in there. And
That's cool.
oh, okay. And it works.
Well, look at here. Janine Williams is saying from Australia that Freddie Fender is her favorite singers. I wish she got to meet him.
Well, if you go on YouTube, Janine, go on YouTube under Freddie Fender and Roger Rabbit Garza on YouTube. and you'll see me playing next to him. It's when I had black hair.
That was a long time ago.
Thank you.
That's right.
In fact, believe it or not, it was 20 years ago. Because it was 2003, I believe.
Right before you got your gift? Your
Yeah.
near-death experience?
Yep.
Wow.
And I put the whole night on a DVD,
Mm-hmm.
backstage and everything. We had a blast.
Oh, wow. Lynn says she dropped a full tray of teacups when she first met Tom Jones by surprise in the rehearsal studios the first time.
There you go, kiddo.
Wow.
It's not unusual to be
Oh,
loved
that
by
is
me.
cool. A lot of people drop more than that. I'm sorry. I remember those concerts he had. People were throwing things up on the stage. Wow. I don't know if concerts are like that nowadays, but probably are. So, does anyone have any questions right now?
No questions, I guess. And then they say, well, you have to wait in the green room. And you go in the room and backstage,
It's not
and there's
green.
no green. It's
No.
all white.
Right. It's what? I don't know where the green room came from. It must be an old Shakespearean thing. I don't know where that all came from. Don says, "Ah, man, I've always wanted to call you Roger Rabbit, but didn't want to offend you. Hearing you say it has relieved my brain." Yes.
You'll never offend me, dear. In fact, in my office right now, I have 3 little dolls of Roger Rabbit.
Mhm.
One of them was given to me by Kathy Hanley,
Yes.
and I really appreciate it.
It's a great gift. Mary Erickson says, Woody's son did one of my all-time favorites, Alice's
You can
Restaurant.
do anything you want at Alice's
My brother and I
Restaurant.
would
That's
sing
a
it at
cool song,
Thanksgiving,
man.
much to the chagrin of our mother.
I gotta say, the favorite song out of all, there's a lot of songs out there because I liked Harry Chapin, what he would write.
Yeah.
But my
Mhm.
favorite song of all was Bye Bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was right. That is the song of songs. When he put the whole thing together, if you listen to all the words that he put, man, what a
I know,
writer.
that was crazy. So
Good. Wait, going back to what Mary says, Mary, I told you. I knew it. That's great. I told you. They're in
wonderful
God's
news.
hand. He's watching over them, and he loves his babies.
Okay, so we've got people who have met some celebrities. So Anne Marie's
Lou
met
Rawls. Remember Lou
Rawls.
Rawls?
Yes. and-
Lady Love.
Yep. Terry Clark and Crystal Gale. Okay.
2 good country singers. Great country singers. in fact.
And Don McLean for Mary Erickson. Here we have Travis today. Hi, Travis.
Hi, Trav. Tammy said she was singing with me.
Don says, making music is a great gift. My dad sings and plays. He gets grumpy if he can't sing. That's cool.
My thing is this: when I sing, I like to sing what they in the old days used to be called a crooner, and I love singing old songs like the one I do, "Make the World Go Away," and man, everybody just like.
He hardly needs a microphone, to tell you the truth.
Ah.
He sings above all the instruments, and they're playing loudly.
See,
That's right. You're good at that, honey.
I might even, if I get a chance to, I might sing, "Allá en el rancho grande, allá donde viví." Anyway, this is Latino Psychic Visions. We are coming to you live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 and 107.7 FM. And it's beautiful la más hermosa ciudad de New Orleans, Louisiana.
Sounds so pretty.
Wow.
Sound mighty pretty, honey. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking before I just kind of went out the windy, but what was I
Now
gonna
remember,
say?
folks, I'm going to be leaving shortly, okay?
So please talk to me. Don't leave
And
us.
you know what's weird, honey?
Huh?
Nobody
Tell
says
us.
I'm going to be leaving longly. No, it's always shortly.
There's a reason for that.
I know, I think weird. I know that. But I'm good at it.
Here, there's Jane Lowe. Hello, Jane, from Maple Ridge, British Columbia.
Hello,
Hello.
J Lo. J Lo, remember?
Yes. Um, I keep on thinking I'm going to say something and I can't remember. Boy, I'm having a
Oh,
problem
yeah.
here.
Look what Mary says. Tony Bennett is singing with the angels.
Yes, he also has
Antonio
a
Ventanito.
Don. Thank you. I might need you. She'll stay with me. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I got to go do that radio show and I know they're going to be waiting for me.
Maybe you have a question you would like to ask me.
Honey, go
Maybe
up to Janine.
All right. So Janine says I sing one of Freddie Fender's songs and I can't talk Spanish, but I can do the song as the next teardrops fall.
Si te quiere de verdad y te da felicidad, te deseo lo más bueno para los dos. Dun, 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 dun. Nobody, a lot of people don't know what that is.
No, I don't
Dun,
know what
dun,
that
dun,
is.
dun, dun. It's shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Tanya said she'll stay, and Tammy said she'll stay.
Tanya said she'll stay. Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So,
So you got to play that song that Rod Stewart did, honey.
what?
Stay with me,
So,
stay with me.
wait a second. Don is asked, how do you put up with Roger and Paul's antics? Well,
What?
that's a good question, isn't it?
Yep,
Uh,
shaving a haircut, 2 bits. See,
it is a
Jane
good
Lowe got
question.
it.
I have.
Jane Nielsen from Turkey.
We'll talk later, Dawn.
Good to see you.
When the big guy leaves, we'll talk a little bit about what it's like to live with the
Yep,
psychic medium.
Anne-Marie says we can talk horses.
Yes, I love horses. We all
Wow.
know that.
There you go, there's a subject.
Trudy Hall sent me pictures of her beautiful horses. They're beautiful. And Jane says she's going to stay. Yeah.
Everybody's going to stay with you, honey.
Yeah. That's cool. Thank you. We'll talk. We'll talk about anything that you want to talk about. You can ask me anything. I'll try to answer. Oh, Don says you're what we call a bugger, Roger. I kind of know what that is. That's not really
Oh.
good. I don't know what that is.
Thank you, very few.
Thanks, Lynn, for helping me out. It is with great difficulty, Faye. Yes, it is.
You know,
Okay,
it's so nice to be loved, everyone.
I know. So, I mean, I don't know if you're doing cards tonight, honey. I don't know if you have time because you have to leave, and I don't.
No, I gotta go.
I'm not.
I'm not gonna do a card.
There might not be any reads tonight, folks. I hope you don't mind. We
Look what Jane put for you.
Yahoo, girls talk. Yahoo. Yep. And Jane has another name for you. It's called a cheeky monkey. It'll be time for Faye's Angels. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Way
I
to
guess
go,
we have
Kathy.
a little premiere here. Help me along, my friends. Help me along. So Leona says, Roger, you would put a smile on anyone's face. I absolutely love both your energies. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you,
That's
Leona.
very
Thank
sweet,
you.
Leona. Very sweet indeed.
And I say, you're darn cute.
So Don explains that's the Cornish loving term for a mischievous chappy.
Chappy.
Hmm Yeah, we have a lot of great people that have ended up joining us on our shows. Like I kind of mentioned before, we started out over 5 years ago, not knowing what we were doing on a dining room table, and I had my hands were
Get closer to your mic on.
the hands held the phone steady, hopefully, for over an hour. That was our first show. It was crazy.
Read what Tanya put. That's your subject right there. Beautifully done, honey.
So Tanya says, I love the idea of you sharing what it's like to be married to a medium or perhaps your own personal insights, the Faye Ewing Garza show. I do
It's
have a lot
Faith
of,
Angels.
it's okay. Well, she can say whatever she wants.
All
And
right, gang, I got to get out of here.
yes, and
So, oh, now the music comes. Oh, you're leaving. Okay. Let me put some beautiful music while you leave.
I just,
Anyway, folks, if you get a chance soon, you can click into this show. We're going to start at 7, I believe it is. And it's online, they told me. It's the call letters are WPAC in Amory, Wisconsin. So, hopefully, I will see those up in North Dakota. God willing, everything will be okay. And we're going to share our love with the people up there. So y'all take care of yourselves. I will see you. We're gonna have Paul Francis take care of our show on Saturday, but we might pop in and say hello while we're getting ready and all that.
yeah, it'll be a crazy time, I think, because it'll be a little chaotic because our show
Yep.
starts there in Grafton at 11 o'clock, and of course our show here starts at 10:30. So, and that's in the morning.
Everybody's telling me to have a good show. Thank you so much. Please be kind to Faye,
Oh,
okay?
they're always
And
kind.
for
I love
once,
these people.
get a takeoff on Faye's Angels, okay? Ask her questions and
She's
all
going to
that. What
give us
it's
a
like to
chance to
live with
talk
me.
about you behind your back.
Oh, I might have to tune in afterwards. I gotta go. Everybody, God bless you all. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. We'll be talking.
We love
Bye
you too,
bye.
honey.
Click me
Bye,
out,
darling.
hon.
I'm kicking you out. This is
No,
fun.
not
I
kick
get
me
to.
out. Click.
It says kick from studio. Bye.
Adios.
Kick guest. Bye. Hi, folks. We're all by ourselves now. He's going to leave pretty soon. That's really cool. So, if you have any questions about anything or you have something to add to what we've been talking about tonight, definitely would be great. Somebody's asked me how I put up with these antics of Roger and Paul. It's a delight, tell you the truth. When those two get together, there's so much chemistry between the both of them that is crazy. The one thing I really like is when they compare notes about uh, of symbols or symbolism and what they get, and I feel like they're so similar and yet they are so different. And I think that's what's intriguing about the whole thing. And I think so that's what intrigues them about each other. So I am just going to, yeah. Don says I can imagine him popping up behind you now, which he does a lot. He's kind of quiet around the house. So I'll be doing, yeah, thank you, Lynn. I'm quiet, I'm washing dishes or something, and he quietly comes up behind me, and I can feel his presence, of course, because we're all a little intuitive. And there he is, kind of bugging me. It's cool. Anyway,
You want me to go out the front door?
I would appreciate if you would lock the front door.
All right.
That's cool.
I'll go do that.
Break a leg.
Out from there.
Yes, Mary, I did see, Lynn, I did see your visitor. You posted what you had seen outside your window this morning in your garden. It was it looked like a beautiful little butterfly, but I didn't get a chance to find out. Oh, there he is. Oh, hi. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Enjoy.
Bye, everyone.
Um, he's everywhere. Goodbye.
I'm gonna lock the door here.
Okay, that sounds cool. So anyway, yes, I did see that, Mary. Dawn is commenting that Paul and Roger, that she thinks that they were brothers in many lifetimes before this. Possibly. Yeah, I'm learning a lot about this stuff. Okay, so Lisa's asked a good question. Faye, do you feel he knows things? Okay, I'm trying to read this. Do you feel he knows things you rather him not know about you? You know what? We covered so much when we got together before 5 or 6 years ago now. We really were honest. We were honest with each other about everything, and so there were no surprises. I didn't know how much he would know about me, tell you the truth, Lisa. So I disclosed everything. And for Roger, he doesn't care. I mean, he loves me. He's a it is the most incredible relationship I've ever had, because I could be really totally honest about so many things. And he was with me as well. So there were no surprises. But he also would help me with a few things that I went through. So this has all been a growth for me as well. Being married to a psychic medium is really at times daunting, because his perspective on things is from the other side, of course, right? And so he just stands or sits there knowing things that I don't know. It has made me uh, catch up. Before I met Roger, I was already on a road of learning about my own intuitiveness. It was really crazy how we got together. I mean, we are classmates and everything, but I was on my own road of learning how to deal with things larger than myself, than looking at things that were more than what we see every single day. I was on my own road. And so by the time he showed up, I know that he was a gift to me. Anyway, I don't know if I answered your question. There's more to it. Okay, Kathy mentions about Lynn's butterfly. It was a tortoise shell butterfly. And Lynn says, yes, she's had Red Admiral a couple days ago, then that one today. Do you know what, folks? I'm going to get to Dawn's question here, but I am so excited. Living in the upper Midwest of the United States, I know the UK seems to have, and Cornwall especially, seems to have a longer um, flower growing time. I am so proud to say that my hydrangea tree is finally blossoming, and I'm so excited because it's white blossoms. I'll take a picture of it and share it with you. So Don is asking me, does he freak you out with his predictions sometimes? Absolutely does. I'll sit there. We'll be sitting, and all of a sudden he becomes very serious. He's crazy all the time, and he's funny, and he makes me laugh a lot. But then he also has another side to him, which is really sensitive, of course, and he gets a look. And the predictions are sometimes hard to take. And at first, I really didn't want him to share the predictions with people, because I said, well, what can we do about that? I am always wanting to solve the problem, right? I want to make sure everything's okay. I want people to live through all of them. Well, we can't stop those things. We can't stop him. And why he sees devastation sometimes, why he sees things that he has seen in the past that have come true, it's hard to say. It's a gift, and it's hard on him. So I should have a show about the medium's wife. Good thought. Good thought. I like that idea. And Kelly says, God sent Roger to you. You know what he did? Uh, I was out of my divorce, and maybe you've heard the story many, many times, so please stop me if I have already told you. Um, and everybody's kind of saying that yeah, I was ready for each other. Yeah, we were ready for each other. You were helping each other on this journey, because as it was, I was going through being single. I was at after my second marriage. I'm going to be just totally transparent with you guys too, because sometimes that's kind of helpful, I guess. Is that I didn't want to repeat the same crazy life I had before, which I was unhappy. I had made a bad decision and I got out of it. Thank you, Lord. And I prayed. I prayed on the summer solstice day of that year in 2012. And I wrote down specifically what I wanted in the next love of my life. I was quite specific. I wanted him to be musically inclined. I wanted us to be able to talk about things that were deep. I wanted him to be dark and handsome. I did. I said that. And you know what I did, you guys? I had a vessel, kind of like a bowl thing. It was on summer solstice. And it wasn't at midnight because I wanted it to be on that day. It was in the evening. I read it out loud. I put a match to it and I let it burn. So that happened in 2012, and then I was having a lunch, and nobody showed up, by the way. I met a lot of losers, and I kind of got to the point I didn't want to meet anybody. Uh, I didn't want to meet anybody anymore, but I was having a cocktail with a friend of mine and from work, and she said, "How is dating going?" I said, "It sucks." And I said, she goes, "Well, what's going on?" I said, "You know what? I've decided that I'm not doing any online dating anymore. That the next person who shows up has to be stand there in front of me, be handsome, and he has to tell me that he loves me. He's always loved me." Guess what, folks? It's exactly what Roger did at the gig when I met him for the second time in my life. It was crazy. And and what happened is he did that. I was smitten. I fell over, just about fell over my chair. My classmates were surrounding me and he kissed me goodbye and I ran out of that joint like a bunny. Wow, um I couldn't believe that all the things I had told my dear friend uh I can't think of her name right now. Oh my gosh. I that I it was crazy. So if you guys think that a person who's 68 can fall in love, they can. And that they can find the person that you're meant to be with. But you have to believe it. You need to be stubborn and you need to stay on your track and you need to believe in yourself. And I did manifest him. And he at the same time in Texas was praying for a woman that he could love and that he would deserve and she would deserve him. And I guess that would be me. And okay, so Don is, I think, addressing the fact of his predictions, and she says, "I send him love to help him on his path." You're right. He needs to warn people if he can. It's up to them and what they do with the information. Absolutely. And get closer to my microphone. Okay. Thank you, honey. So, if you're asking for reads, I see a couple people asking. I'm sorry, I'm not a medium. I am a wife of a medium who just had to leave for another commitment. And I am talking about what it's like to be a wife of a medium. I do have some intuitive power, as we all do. I am totally in tune with my kids. I am doing a lot of work, um, finding out what I want to do with what I know. Thank you. So, yes, I think we all have the power to call to, and that just is my point. We all have the power to call to what we want to manifest. We don't have to worry about how we do it, but we do need to take action. So, thank you, folks. Such a beautiful love story. Dawn says, my husband and I knew each other for years, and at our lowest points, we were best friends. We then became an item, and now we're married 20 years. I really pray that, thank you for that beautiful story, Dawn. I really hope that we can say the same thing. And I encourage anyone here who is in a kind of stuck in between a bad relationship and a no relationship to get specific about what you want. It's not a dream. It's not a magic. It's calling on the universe to help you and believe it. Whatever it is that you want to believe, it will happen to you. You just have to believe it. And Mary says, married 2 times, first husband. We had 3 boys together. He passed from cancer. Oh, she was married 2 times. First husband, we had 3 boys together. He passed from cancer. Second marriage, big mistake. I was released from it with his passing a couple of years ago. Much happier on her own now. Yeah, sometimes it is happy times to be all by yourself. And I totally understand that as well. Absolutely. And so Anne is saying, sometimes our prayers are answers unexpectedly. She says a similar thing happened to her, but she put it out there and it was answered. Yeah, I mean, and when I did this prayer, which is really funny, kind of funny, in 2012, he was living in Texas. I had no idea who's this person going to be. So what happened in between 2012 and 2017 is when I met him again, is I just went on my merry way, living my life, working and trying to survive and being happy and getting into different interests that I like to do. And then in 2016, I think friends contacted me to be on the class reunion committee for our class reunion. And so I got busy doing that, kind of making friends again with people and getting to know them. And then finally, when we had to call people and to tell them about the reunion, the committee had to. One of the guys, Jerry, called Roger and said, hey, Roger, we're having a class reunion. Would you be interested in coming up for that class reunion in 2018? And he said, yeah, buddy, I would love to come up. And he goes, but in the meantime, I'm going to be playing on a gig up there. So why don't you bring the classmates to watch the gig? And Jerry says, sure, I'd be happy to. I'm sure we could get a bunch of people. I'll tell Faye Ewing to send out an email and to get the information out there. Roger said, excuse me, did you say Faye Ewing? And he goes, yes, Faye Ewing. You remember her? He goes, yes, I do. If you have to firemen carry her to the gig, I want you to make sure she gets there. Will you do that, Jerry? Just make sure she gets there. Wow. So Jerry calls me and says, hey, Faye, do you remember Roger Garza from high school? Yeah, I kind of remember him. Well, he's going to be playing a gig. He's a musician, he's really kind of famous. I said, oh, cool. That's really cool. I didn't know anything about him. He says, well, he really wants you to be there. I said, well, oh, okay. He says, yeah, do you want to ride? No, are you guys going to be there, Jerry? I was getting a little worried. And so I got there. And so that's when it all took place. It's just the craziest story that I'd ever thought I'd even say. It's crazy, isn't it? And here's Tanya saying, we are capable of manifesting changes for ourselves to lift us up. Life partners, careers, and health. I learned this from you, Mom, when you told me many years ago, honey, happiness is a choice. Oh, my darling, you say it so well. Thank you, dear. And so Dawn says, I don't believe we can truly love another until we love ourselves. And yes, there's that process as well. You come out of a really bad relationship and you think that you are not worth a hill of beans. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And it takes a little time to get it back. Absolutely. And Dawn says, manifesting is a great tool to learn belief and having no doubt. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome, Dawn. I love that thing. I love that we can manifest our own lives, that we are co-creators of our own lives, that what we are experiencing now is something that it's because we did it. We are manifesting what we are even experiencing right now on our program here. We have done that. I believe that truly. Mary, I think I am going to be writing a book. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And Tanya is agreeing with you, sweetie. That's really funny. Lisa says, I remember saying, Lord, send me someone to love. The next day I went to a party and saw a guy I had a crush on a few years back. We got together that night and a year later got married. See? And so Lynn is agreeing with Dawn, and as Paul says, if it's to be, it's up to me. Yep. It's really fantastic. Well, what a fantastic show, you guys. I am working on the thought of having a show called Phase Angels. I am, and I would love it if you guys would be with me at that. I think it's probably time for me to do it. I really appreciate your support. So I am also looking at the time. Oh, Lisa's adding to her story. Then we divorced. We remain friends to this day. I still love him, but in a different way. Absolutely. We go through our lives and we can make decisions. Isn't that beautiful in a way? We, the unfortunate relationships we have are merely lessons. And maybe you had your marriage with this person and it didn't turn out, but you're friends to this day. That is really good for you. You are an awesome person. So I signed us all up. I love it. You guys are fantastic. And okay, so I want to remind everybody to watch the wonderful shows that are on this network. I am going to have to do this call card pretty soon here that this is Latino Psychic Visions. I really thank you for joining us tonight and being with us and staying with me and helping me through. And again, please join us again on Saturday morning with Paul. Paul is going to be hosting the show at 10:30 Central Time and Eastern Time, 11:30, and in UK time, I'm not really quite sure it is, but please join us because we're going to try to get the event in, link the event in on that. And John, I would love to talk with you as well. Anyway, again, Latino Psychic Visions is being brought to you on our own Facebook and our own YouTube channel, and it is also the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network that this show is being brought to you by. Thank you for joining us. We love you, and watch the show. If you haven't watched it from the beginning, you came in late, watch the video, please. Lynn, thank you. And I am going to have to say goodbye. Thank you all for joining us. I love you. Thank you. And I'm doing this all by myself, so I'm kind of stuttering here. But anyway, here we go. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining us.